Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. So Mosquera has officially been announced as an Arsenal player. That's our fifth official signing of the transfer window. I don't think we've ever had this many players to talk about in one transfer window. That is absolutely crazy. But this is the fifth signing, and we're expecting the sixth signing before the weekend. And we might do more business after that. We're actually expecting to do more business after that. So there's a lot to talk about in this Mosquera one. There's a couple of stats that you guys are going to be very impressed about Mosquera with, and it's very important because we've just had that Timber is not yet fully fit. We've just had that Gabriel himself as well felt a niggle after playing against Watford over the weekend. So we're not in a good place defensively at the moment with all the injuries. We have the best defenders in the world, but in terms of having enough defenders because of the injuries, we don't currently have enough defenders. So that is definitely a problem. We need to be rotating players like Gabriel and Saliba. So players like Mosquera will definitely help with that. So let's go through everything that has been announced about Mosquera. And this was the first one from Arsenal saying, welcome to Arsenal, Cristhian Mosquera. It's now official. He's already spotted with the other players in Singapore, but also have taken some time to announce him. Actually, the deal was already done sometime last week. I was expecting him to travel with the rest of the team to Singapore, but the paperwork was delayed. But now he's officially an Arsenal signing, and he should make his debut against Newcastle over the weekend. That will be interesting to see where they start. So he comes on. Very important to get this signing through the line. And yet, another player wanted to join Arsenal. I absolutely love players who fight to join Arsenal. Gyokeres is one of them. Eze is currently one of them as well, and now Mosquera as well. He could easily have signed a new contract. Valencia wanted him to sign a new contract. They offered him a new contract, but he didn't sign the new contract. He said, I want to go to Arsenal. So that is great. So there's a couple of stats you guys are going to be impressed about. But first, let's go through the usual. And the first one is his price. So what is his price? How much are we paying for him? So this is it. According to Fabrizio, Arsenal signed Cristhian Mosquera from Valencia. 15 million fee plus add-ons. So 15 million euros plus add-ons. I think it's 13 million pounds plus add-ons. I think it's a total of 17 million pounds, which is a great deal for a backup defender who, in the next couple of years is going to be a very, very top defender. I think that is great business. It was either we go and we pay 40 million for Jorel Hatu from Ajax, or we wanted Arsenal were actually linked to Gehi from Crystal Palace and also Dean Howson from Bournemouth before he went to Real Madrid. But Dean Howson would have cost more than 50 million. Gehi would have cost more than 50 million. I don't think we needed to spend that much money defensively. I was okay with us going for a cheaper goalkeeper, going for a cheaper defender, just in terms of numbers, but we needed to spend a lot of money in the forward area. So I think so far we spent the money correctly. So I'm happy with how this deal has gotten done. So for 17 million pounds total package, very, very happy with that. Now, let's go through this as well. Yeah, Cristhian Mosquera will wear the number 3 for Arsenal next season, formerly worn by Kieran Tierney. So he'll wear the number 3. I saw people who were surprised that he's been given such a low number. No, the number was available. He's going to be a key feature in our team. He's going to be backup for Saliba, Gabriel. He's going to be playing and helping them, rest in a few games as well, including Premier League games and Champions League games. So this is a big for us. Another Spanish player, by the way, that is interesting. We've signed Kepa, Zubimendi, and Mosquera this transfer window. Now, this is the first start I wanted you guys to see. This is very, very cool for Cristhian Mosquera to have a player like this. According to LiveScore, Cristhian Mosquera won possession in his defensive third more times than any La Liga centre-back last season. He won the ball back 119 times. That is more than any other La Liga centre-back. All the Barcelona ones, all the Real Madrid ones, all the Villarreal ones, all the Sevilla ones, he won possession back more than any of them. So those are very important numbers when it comes to a defender. You want a defender who can win the ball back. He can win headers. He can. It's actually being shown on TV right now as well. He can go. He has the pace to cover. He can tackle. He can, positioning is great. You need all of that from a defender. So that stat is really, really exciting, and that is just the first one. In terms of the winning the ball back. Now, the one that actually impressed me the most as well is this one. Let me show you guys. Let's remove that one. I hopefully I'm pressing the right button. Yeah, that is the right button. So let me show you guys this. This is from Sky Sports. A very, very good article. So look at this. Mosquera has played most minutes by under 21. So over the last 2 seasons, out of every other under 21 player, Mosquera played the most minutes. So he's not new to this thing. He's new in England, but he's not new to this game at all. He played the most minutes over the last 2 seasons of any under-21 player. So that means from the time he was 18, 19 years of age, he was playing a lot of games. 6,394 minutes the last 2 seasons. The second person on that list has 5,605. So Yamal 5,000 in number 4. Garnacho played 4,700. Gyokeres played 5,300. So he's a very experienced player. Valencia were playing him every single time. He was getting the experience. He was playing big games against Barcelona and Real Madrid, all those guys. So that is very, very exciting to know that you have a player who's usually fit and all that. And listen, you're not going to need him to play 6,394 minutes at all. That is not the case. You're not going to need him to play all of those minutes. At Arsenal, he's going to play a few games, going to come on some games, he's going to start some games to help Saliba and Gabriel rest. And the fact that Timber is still injured, he cannot help at right back, and White has to play at right back now, probably at the beginning of the season. And obviously on the left side, Gabriel is not yet fit as well. We're not 100% sure if Kiva is going to be here. This is a big signing for us. For only £13 million, this is very, very big for us. And his numbers are great as well. And Sky Sports actually wrote a very good article. This whole article was very, very good. About Mosquera. We can actually just go through it, and this is what they had to say. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta said the signing as a 21-year-old defender Cristhian has already performed consistently well with significant experience in La Liga. He's an intelligent player with good pace who can play centrally and on both sides. So left side, right side, Gabriel, Saliba. He's a young player with exciting talent and enormous potential who will fit well into our squad as we continue to prepare for next season. They go on to say, the Ghana sporting director and Roberto said we are very happy and excited to have signed a hugely talented young player in Cristhian Mosquera. We identified Cristhian as one of the strongest young defenders in European football, and he's an important signing for our future. And then Mosquera was born to Colombian parents, going on to make 90 senior appearances and scoring one goal. He made 11 appearances for Spain under 21s, starting all of their games in the under 21 Euros, and that has just been played right now. He was also asked about playing against Noni. He actually played against Noni a couple of months ago. Mosquera is a naturally right-sided centre-back, but has also played on the left and is expected to provide competition for both William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. So this comparison of their numbers, Mosquera, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivi, and also Calafiori. I don't know what numbers these are because you'll have to click on the video, but yeah, I can see his numbers are not that bad for sure. There's a couple that he's ahead, and there's a couple that you'd expect the likes of Gabriel and Saliba to be ahead. One of the best indicators of Cristhian Mosquera's quality can be found in the sheer number of minutes he has played. Since being drafted into the Valencia team at the age of 19 in August 2023, he has started 70 league games out of a possible 72. So injury record, great. He's always there. That is great. In probably the most challenging position on the pitch tactically, with all the pressure of playing for one of the biggest clubs in Spain, and as they navigated a turbulent period, the young centre-back came to be seen as undroppable by 2 different managers. So he was under 2 different managers, and both of them saw him as undroppable. They go on to write about his strengths and weaknesses. His total of 6,394 minutes played across the last 2 seasons is the highest of anyone aged 21 or under. The volume of playing time highlights reliability and robustness. It also gives suitors such as Arsenal plenty to go on. Clearly, they like that. What they saw, and they were not the only ones. With Bayern Munich and RB Leipzig also say to attract him. He heads to Arsenal with a reputation as one of the most promising young centre-backs in Europe. So usually we're excited about signing forward players, strikers and wingers, but I'm actually very excited to see how Mosquera is going to fit in this Arsenal team. If Arsenal didn't have any injury problems in terms of defenders, we wouldn't need any defenders. I'd be very happy with White and Timber, with Gabriel and Saliba being backed up by Kiv and sometimes White or Timber at centre-back. And then there's Calafiori, who can also play as a centre-back. There's Lewis Kelly, there's Zinchenko. If everyone was fit, I wouldn't really need us to buy defenders. But the problem is Calafiori had like 4 injuries last season. Ben White had like 2 long-term injuries last season. Gabriel had a long-term injury last season. Timber came back from an ACL injury. We played him like 100 games last season. He picked up so many injuries, got subbed off so many times with injuries. Timber and Saliba went off or he missed the last game because of a hamstring injury. Those are too many. And we know Zinchenko's had a few injuries as well. That is not good. We don't find ourselves in a situation where it's September Gabriel is not there, and then boom, Saliba is also not there, and then what do we do after that? So this is very important, getting this defender. I'm actually very excited to see how he does at Arsenal, and his numbers are very, very promising, so I cannot wait for him to get started. He probably will make his debut against Newcastle over the weekend. So those are the numbers I was telling you guys about. Now let's go through what he had to say himself. So just a moment, let me bring back Twitter and let's see this. So yeah, for those who are just joining, this is what I was talking about before. He won position in defensive third more than any La Liga center back last season. Next up, this is what Valencia have had to say. This decision responds to the desire expressed clearly, and that's another word that is always bringing me problem to say. Yeah, you know that word that is coming after end, that one, by the player who has expressed his willingness to not renew the contractual link with Valencia and to end up exclusively with Arsenal. So very, very nice. The player refused to sign a new contract at Valencia. He said, "I want to join Arsenal. You're keen on joining Arsenal." That is fantastic. You want players who want to join you, and for that price, he could easily have signed a new contract over at Valencia, and you'd still be looking for a new defender right now, and that would have been problematic because, wanted us to finalize the keeper thing, the defender thing, and the striker thing, so that you can focus on other positions. And Mosquera has allowed us to join that now. Another big signing for that ship in the next 2-3 years, it could easily be worth 70-80 million. So let's see how it turns out, and he's going to learn from Saliba and Gabriel. He could easily have said as well, "I'm not going to join Arsenal because I'm not going to play," but he said, "No, I want to come and compete with Gabriel and Saliba." So that is great. Valencia have confirmed that he really wanted to join Arsenal, so that is perfect as well. Fabrizio said here, Fabrizio quoted it. He said, "This is what Mosquera had to say. It's an opportunity that came up and I couldn't let it pass me by. I'm joining a historic and a massive club." So he joined on a 15 million euro fee plus add-ons from Valencia. So I think totally 17 million pounds. For me, that is a great deal. Again, very good business from Arteta and Berta, because at the beginning of I think June, when we wanted Mosquera for the first time, or middle of June, we were told that Valencia would want more than 25 million for Mosquera. So for us to negotiate it down all the way to 17 million pounds, and you're not even paying the 17 million pounds right now, we're just paying 13, and then the rest are add-ons according to performances. That is great business, because Valencia could easily have said, "No, this is one of the best young defenders in the world. You're not going to sell him for that. You have to give us 20 million. That is a great negotiation. So that is Cristhian Mosquera, what he had to say about joining Arsenal. This is what Arteta had to say about him joining Arsenal. We are delighted to welcome Cristhian Mosquera to Arsenal. As a 21-year-old defender, Cristhian has already performed consistently well with significant experience in La Liga. He's an intelligent player with good pace who can play centrally and on both sides. He's a young player with exciting talent and enormous potential who will fit well into our squad as we continue to prepare for next season. Cristhian adds good quality to our squad. We look forward to working with him and making him feel at home with us. From all of us, we welcome Cristhian and his family to the club." Sky Sports are showing Hulk Hogan. That is interesting. I'm a big wrestling fan, so that kind of hurt. But let's go to what Arteta and Berta has said about this. We are very happy, excited to have assigned a hugely talented young player in Cristhian Mosquera. We identified Cristhian as one of the strongest young defenders in European football and is an important signing for our future. Cristhian is a versatile defender who will strengthen our squad. We cannot wait to see him playing for us. And together with everyone at the club, we warmly welcome Cristhian and his family to Arsenal. So another player who's very excited to join us. I cannot wait for him to get started. I think that is it on the announcements for Cristhian Mosquera. Yep, that is it. That is it on Cristhian Mosquera. He will make his debut over the weekend against Newcastle. Actually would start him, I would start him in that game because Saliba played, was it 65 minutes against AC Milan. I would actually start Mosquera and Kiwi as our centre-backs for that game against Newcastle. After that, there's still games against Tottenham, so there's no need of risking Gabriel right now. There's no need of risking Timber, no need of playing Saliba every single game in pre-season. No, Saliba can come on for the last 30 minutes against Newcastle for now, if needed. But yeah, you saw the other day, it was great to see Salmon, great to see Darman, but we don't want to be using a 15-year-old centre-back for every single pre-season game when he's not going to play in the Premier League. We want players like Mosquera to come in, get ready, players like Kiva to get minutes, because we are going to need all of those guys. So welcome to Arsenal, Cristhian Mosquera. Very good signing for that price. That is great. Welcome to Arsenal, says Mary. Let's see. So we did the other live shows early. In case you missed them, make sure to check them out. That's why we talked about Gyokeres, we talked about Eze, we talked about a lot we talked about in the earlier live show. So make sure to check that one out. This one is just here to welcome Mosquera to Arsenal. Arsenal should sign both Leao and Eze. Great signing, says Emmanuel. You're welcome, says Timmy. Simon says, what is the situation with Saliba and Real Madrid? I personally don't think he's going to join there right now. Eventually, he might end up being a Real Madrid player, but I don't think it's going to be this season or next season. So hopefully we can sort out that new contract. Obviously, in the next 2 years, which includes this season and the next season, we have to make sure we win a couple of trophies, because maybe if we don't, then at that point, it's going to push a player like Saliba out, which you don't want. At the moment, I think he's in a good place at Arsenal. He's always starting games. I think he has a good connection with Gabriel and Raya at the back. Now, obviously, what matters the most is trophies, and obviously, most players want to play for Real Madrid. But listen, I'm never really too worried about those teams these days. Like, oh my goodness, Real Madrid wants Zubimendi is going to go there. No, he's going to come to Arsenal. We beat them in the Champions League last season. We can tell Saliba that, look, we beat them 3-0. Come on, why do you want to go there? You're welcome, says Ahmad. Gyokeres Arsenal player, says Tamina. Gyokeres wants to number 14. Iconic number 14 shot at Arsenal. He said that himself. He wants the 14. Let's see if he's going to get it. Let's see. I'm very excited the way things are developing. You can compete with any team in Europe. Yeah, I'm so happy with the signing so far. Even for Kepa, even before yesterday, I was super happy with this signing for 5 million. You need those kind of goalkeepers as well in the cup competitions. If you want to win the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup as well, you need a good goalkeeper. You need good backup players, and that is what we'll have. Now, all of a sudden, in the Carabao Cup, even if you are going to rest Saka, rest Raya, rest Gyokeres, rest Odegaard, rest Rice, all of a sudden you look at the rest of the team and you're like, okay, Kiva is there, Mosquera is there, Nørgaard is there, maybe Zubimendi starting there, Merino is there, Havertz is there, Trossard is there. All of a sudden, the second team looks good, and you have a good chance of winning the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup too as well. You have to check out the last video, Hamilton. We discussed Eze in length. There's already 3 videos today on Eze. I don't want to repeat myself throughout. Simon says, welcome, Mosquera. This time, the signing has been so sweet, says Philip. Most welcome to the big team and most feared in the world. Hopefully next season that is the case. Let's see. Oyusi says, what do you think about Isaac and Sesko? I guess they both messed up when Arsenal came knocking. Leipzig now said Sesko has a gentleman's agreement. They're now lowering his fees. No, thank you. Again, there's a video on that. Actually, I'm posting another one. I'm just going to break it down where I talked about you're getting Gyokeres, get me attacking midfielders. If Liverpool are going to get Isaac, let them get Isaac. Get your own players, win your games, forget about Liverpool. Win your games, compete with them, make sure you're ahead of them. That is what matters. Liverpool cannot say they want Watkins today, and then we also say we want Watkins just to stop Liverpool. If Liverpool say they want Olise as well, we can't also say we also want Olise because Liverpool want him. Sign the players that you need, win your games. That is all that matters. And so far, Gyokeres will be a good signing. Get me Eze as well. If you can get another winger after that, that would be great. So that's the latest on the new signing. So check out the other videos if you're on the Gyokeres news and all that. This won't be a long stream. Just wanted to get through. Welcome Mosquera to Arsenal debut on the weekend. Let's see how it goes. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.